Super Bowl 52. I don't think Will Selva's coming with us, though, right, Will?
Nah, I'm not going. I have to stay here. Somebody has to man this place, right,
Yeah,
Kay?
I mean, I
got to
feel
make
like,
sure everything's okay here.
Well, did you not get the memo that every NFL Network employee that worked Christmas gets to go, and then the ones who don't get to go?
Yeah, it was in my spam, I think.
You're the best,
I didn't
Will.
get it.
What's going on around the league?
All right, lots. Thank you, Kay. Appreciate that. Well, now that the season is over, the Vikings have a lot of decisions to make this offseason, especially on the offensive side of the ball. First, we'll be replacing offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur, who is taking over the Giants. Then they'll need to decide what to do at the QB position, as Case Keenum, Teddy Bridgewater, and Sam Bradford are all pending free agents, as the gang in New York we're talking about this morning. Keenum making a great case, if you will, to remain the starter in Minnesota. He started 16 games, including the playoffs, and ranks second in the NFL in total QB rating. As NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport had mentioned, it's a possibility Keenum could be hit with the franchise tag while they re-sign Bridgewater. As for Case, he's trying not to get too far ahead of himself when it comes to next season.
I really haven't thought too much about it. I love this team. I love these guys. Love the coaching staff. I love this whole organization.
Is your top priority to return to the Vikings next season?
Right now, there's no priorities. It's rest, reload, take some time away and enjoy it with my family, and we'll cross those roads when we get there.
In the AFC, the Jaguars saw their magical season come to an unceremonious end as Tom Brady led the Patriots to the come-from-behind win, even with some time to let the loss sink in. Jags head coach Doug Marrone still feeling the sting of not reaching the Super Bowl.
It's tough. Outside of, God forbid, someone passing away that you feel, close to. This is probably as close to pain that you'll have. This is the pain that you deal with when you lose football games. Something that we've got to deal with, and it hurts, and it stays with you for a long time.
Marrone was also asked about what had happened in the first half in that loss to the Patriots and said that he was trying to get ahead and look ahead to the second half when the Jaguars were getting the ball, thus giving Tom Brady a lot of time in the first half, and we saw what ended up happening. But otherwise, friend of the show, loved having him on and loved his candor and his love of bologna sandwiches.
One of our favorites, minus the bologna sandwiches. Teal beer, though, I'm okay with.
Yeah, see, I like bologna sandwiches, though, too. Bacon, he's a big fan of, I'm sure, too.
Ugh, eggnog, bacon, Will. No, get a grip. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Appreciate all that you do here, giving us the news all day long as the march to Minneapolis continues. We reporters on NFL Network on the ground with both teams as they begin their preparations for Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota. So let's kick it off in Foxborough, where we find our very own Steve Weish, and he has the latest on key injuries impacting those AFC champs.
Well, the immediate aftermath of the Patriots after winning the AFC Championship was to check on the health of tight end Rob Gronkowski, who is in concussion protocol. We don't have any update on that right now. That will be forthcoming in a couple days. Also, quarterback Tom Brady didn't seem too fazed by the stitches in his hand. Those will be coming out in a couple days. As for the Patriots, they met Monday, but basically just to go over logistics, like family accommodations at the Super Bowl, how to disperse tickets, those outside things that can be considered distractions. For the Patriots, this is their 8th time going to the Super Bowl. There are very few distractions. In fact, this is old hat. Now, for the latest for the Eagles, let's go to James Palmer in Philadelphia.
Thanks, Steve. I've been with the Eagles the last couple of weeks, and as they've had these practices that have been up-tempo and in pads, that type of environment, talking to a lot of the receivers on this team, is how they've built the timing and built the chemistry with Nick Foles having the bullets flying in practice to where it's simulated as much like a game as they can. You went out and you saw the results that Nick Foles has had now with several weeks with these guys against the Minnesota Vikings. So what does Doug Peterson do this week before they head to Minnesota? They want to continue to get creative. Doug Peterson on Monday saying how unorthodox he wants to remain with his play calling. Remember the flea flicker that was just implemented into their playbook the week before the NFC Championship game. Look and see how creative Doug Peterson can get, Kay, during this extra week of time he has getting ready for Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots.
Appreciate it, James. So you're saying we might get more flea flickers? Is that what I just heard? Here for it. Absolutely, on both sides of the ball. All right, still plenty of time to cast your vote for the Castrol Edge Clutch Performer of the Year, not just the week. This is the big kahuna here, Kyle.
Carson Wentz, the big kahuna. 2 Saints, Mark Ingram and Drew Brees. And then Antonio Brown, who did Antonio Brown things all year. And Stephon Diggs, who made an iconic play we'll be watching for the next 50 years. Pick your winner there. Good luck.
It is the